The United States of America, a place where people like to disagree with each other. But one thing we all agree on is that this can be one spooky place. The Skunk Ape legend, a mystical creature of the American South. For centuries, people around the American South have shared stories about a mystical creature known as the skunk ape, also called the swamp ape or the Florida Bigfoot. This elusive creature has been the subject of many legends, folklore, and even pop culture references. While the existence of the skunk ape has never been technically scientifically proven, the myth and fascination surrounding the creature have persisted over the years. The earliest records of a creature resembling the skunk ape can be traced back to the Native American tribes that once lived in the region. Many tribal stories and legends describe a creature that was similar in appearance, behavior, and habitat to the skunk ape. These tales were often used to teach young members of the tribe about the dangers of wandering too far into the wilderness. As European settlers began colonizing the area, reports of sightings of the creature actually started to increase. Early settlers often described a creature that was around 6 or 7 feet tall, covered in long, dark fur, and with a distinct odor that smelled like rotting flesh. People who have claimed to have seen the skunk ape also reported that the creature had large glowing eyes that they could see in the dark. Despite the many sightings reported over the years, the scientific community has remained skeptical of the existence of the skunk ape. However, this has not stopped people from searching for the creature, with many researchers and enthusiasts actively searching for evidence of its existence. One of the most famous individuals associated with the skunk ape is Loren Coleman, a cryptozoologist who has dedicated his life to researching and documenting reports of cryptids around the world. In mid-February of 2001, someone claiming to be an old lady wrote at first to a number of newspapers in Florida and then to the local sheriff, insisting that she was being bothered by a big ape who would steal apples off her back porch near the Myakka River in Sarasota County. Her letter to the sheriff included 2 photographs. The famous letter reads in part, "Enclosed, please find some pictures I took. My husband thinks it's an orangutan. Is someone missing an orangutan? It is in a crouching position in the middle of standing up from where it was sitting. It froze as soon as the flash went off. I heard the orangutan walk off into the bushes. I judge it as being about 6.5 to 7 feet tall. As soon as I realized how close it was, I got back into the house. It had an awful smell that lasted well after it had left my yard. The orangutan was making deep whoomp noises. For 2 nights prior, it had been taking apples that my daughter brought down from up north off our back porch. It only came back one more night after that and took some apples that my husband left out in order to get a better look at it. We got a dog back there now, and as far as I can tell, it hasn't been back. I don't want any fuss or people with guns traipsing around behind our house. At the very least, this animal belongs in a place like Busch Gardens. Why haven't people been told that an animal this size is loose? Please look after this situation. I don't want my backyard to turn into someone else's circus." Loren Coleman ran with the images on his blog, although the visuals don't really match earlier or later descriptions of the skunk ape creature. The photos quickly became a sensation in cryptozoology circles, with some claiming that they were the first irrefutable evidence of the creature's existence. Coleman immediately recognized the potential significance of the photos and began to spread the word to his colleagues in the field. He also shared the photos online and spoke about them on various radio programs and podcasts. However, not everyone was convinced of the authenticity of those pictures. In May of 2006, over 5 years after the popularization of the images, a primate specialist in Japan named Mitsuko Choden claimed that the creature in those photos is actually a Japanese costume that could be bought commercially by anyone. I'm very interested to see this costume, and I also want to know how the creature in the images exhibits eye shine, like an animal, if he is actually a human being, Are there contact lenses that will do that? Maybe there are. Regardless of the controversy, the 2001 Mayaca skunk ape photos remain an important chapter in the history of cryptozoology. The images have sparked countless debates and discussions about the existence of Bigfoot and related creatures, and they continue to be cited as evidence by many believers. Through his involvement in publicizing the photos, Loren Coleman helped to bring the story to a wider audience and to stimulate further interest in the search for cryptids. He continues to be a respected and influential voice in the field of cryptozoology, and his work has inspired many others to explore the mysteries of the natural world and the unknown creatures that may still be lurking out there. Perhaps the most well-known piece of footage of the skunk ape was captured in the Florida Everglades in 2000. The footage, shot by Dave Shealy, a skunk ape researcher who has dedicated his life to finding evidence of the creature, shows a large, hairy figure walking through the brush. The video went viral, appearing on numerous TV shows and documentaries about cryptids. While many questioned the authenticity of the video, Shealy maintained that it was genuine and showed a clear image of the elusive creature. While the legend of the skunk ape remains unproven, it's become an integral part of the cultural heritage of the American South. The creature's myth has inspired countless stories, songs, and artwork, making it a beloved and fascinating subject for many. For those who believe in the existence of the skunk ape, the search for evidence continues, with many enthusiasts and researchers dedicated to uncovering the truth about this mystical creature. For others, the skunk ape remains a symbol of mystery, folklore, and legend, adding to the rich tapestry of American mythology. I do have one email from someone who claims to have seen a skunk ape from about 30 feet away while taking a whiz one night camping in Florida. Here's that story. Dear Scary Stories NYC, I was camping at the Mitchell Landing Campground in Ocho-P, Florida on a warm and muggy night. I had always loved the peacefulness of the outdoors, but something about this place was making my skin crawl. It was too quiet, and the eerie silence sent shivers down my spine. I had drunk a lot of, let's say water, earlier that evening, so I found myself needing to relieve myself in the middle of the night. I stepped out of my tent, and as soon as I took my first step, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. I turned to look, and I saw two bright yellow flames staring back at me. At first I thought it was a deer or some other type of harmless creature, but as I stared longer, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. It was then that I realized that I was looking at none other than the infamous Florida skunk ape. As my eyes adjusted to the darkness, I saw that the creature stood about 7 feet tall and had pretty broad shoulders. It had matted dark fur covering its entire body, and its eyes had an intense glow to them that sent shivers down my spine. Its long and muscular arms hung down to its knees, and its fingers were long and bony. I stood there frozen in fear, too afraid to move or even make a sound. The creature continued to stare at me with those glowing eyes, and I could feel the fear slowly creeping up my spine. I knew I had to get out of there, but I was too afraid to move. After what felt like hours, the creature finally turned and disappeared into the darkness. I was left standing there, shaking with fear, and trying to make sense of what I'd just seen. I knew I had encountered something that could not be explained by any logical means, and I knew that it would haunt me for the rest of my life. Hey, if you would like a t-shirt based on that last story, then check out the link in the description. If you'd like the image printed on something else, or if you'd like a different one of our images printed on a t-shirt or hat or jacket or hoodie or whatever, we can make that happen for you through Teespring. They've finally overhauled their website, and so far at least it's working a lot better for us now than it ever has before. So either follow the link in the description, or else contact us in the comments or by email if you'd like something set up special for you at no extra cost. Justin with a Y, Simon with an I. He's our newest channel member, that's no lie. Please join us in thanking our brand new channel member Justin Simon for making this episode possible. Justin gets to see our secret uncensored Dogman stories for members only, and so can you if you listen to the words of our international TV spokesmongrel, Henry Lee Dogman. Hank? Thanks, Biggie, and thanks to all of you for watching this far. If you liked it, please click like. If you'd like to see more of our work, please subscribe. And also click that bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we put out a new episode. To become an executive producer, you can donate to us through the thanks button under each of our videos or through our paypal.me/PeterBernard209 page. To receive cool perks like secret uncensored Dogman episodes far too wild to ever run on this channel, you can become a YouTube channel member by clicking the join button. Or join our PayPal subscribers club at peterbernard.com. Joining either at the $3 a month level or above gets you access to our over 25 hours of secret uncensored Dogman stories available nowhere else. Do you have a scary story about Dogman or some other kind of high strangeness that happened to you? Let us know by emailing us at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com or by leaving us a voicemail message at 804-LA-SCARY. You may need to call back on that one. It cuts off after, I think, 3 minutes. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, thank you for simply watching to the end. Good night, and have a scary tomorrow.
Come back for more scary stories.